Hello and welcome back to On a Storyteller's Night. As usual, I'm Nathan, joined as always by Josh.
Hello.
How are you doing the past week?
Past week I've been actually quite busy. I've come up with a bit of a sore throat as of today because someone else in the flat is quite ill. So I think I've caught it off him.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've been teaching my girlfriend the casino heist of her request in preparation for the live stream that we're doing in a couple of weeks.
The 27th of October,
27th.
9 a.m. GAT.
So 27th to 28th. She has given me her suggestions for the wheel, which I'm going to speak about to you at the end. Off camera, uni's going great. My job interview yesterday.
How'd it go?
That went quite well. That's right, it went quite well. However, I took my bike and because it's about a 20-minute cycle and it's about an hour and a half walk. Halfway to the location I needed to have my interview, it was off-site. My bike tires went kaboom. I turned around and it's flat as hell, so I had to push my bike an hour and 10 minutes to the interview. I turned up half an hour late. Perks of leaving an hour early. But I've been told that I've got my first trial shift this weekend, Friday and Saturday at 6 or 12.
Where is it at?
It's a family-run restaurant named La Familia, Italian for the family, and I've got bar staff and waitering.
Excellent, well done.
And once this ends tonight, I'm gonna have a good time for Wales.
Why are Wales doing something?
It's for the World Cup.
World Cup in
football.
Oh, right.
See. Yeah, it's literally if we beat Belgium, which we could, we're in the World Cup. If we draw, we have to go through the struggle. If we lose,
half the Belgium team missing, or are they having one leg tied behind their back, or what are we looking at now for Wales to do?
We have to win because North Macedonia, who are currently leaders in our group, Belgium second, Wales third, all by 1 point, may I add. Now it isn't, it's by like 2 or 3, but Belgium and North Macedonia are first and second respectively. They drew yesterday, and Wales needed them to lose or draw, for them both to draw, sorry. So they both drew. Wales need to beat Belgium and we're in. But that's
we shall see
on in about an hour, so we'll have fun watching that.
Oh, that sounds fun. I know what I'll be doing, and it's not watching that.
Well, what about you? What have you done this weekend, and what are you going to be doing?
Not much this week, just a few YouTube videos, bits and bobs, nothing kind of major, especially after my car dying last week and I have to get, well, not dying, but having to get it fixed. So I've been kind of like, I'm not going to do a lot. Did go out a couple of times, did some stuff, but no. Some meals with family and that sort of thing. Went to a nice Italian restaurant, like called The Gate. Really, really nice food, so can't fault that. That's really about it. And just YouTube and work, but it's almost a week off, so, you know.
I mean, when it comes to YouTube, I've recently just finished like the web game Territorial.io. I finished that, and I've officially finished Jurassic World Evolution 1. So 55 parts later completed. So I'm gonna take a break, finish the Lego, and then go something lighter.
Yeah, I just started doing Alan Wake 2. Very different to the first game. Like totally different kind of game. This one, you're a detective. Like Alan Wake's still in it, and I don't know if you know much about Alan Wake. He's actually an author. He's actually kind of writing all the stuff that happens, which was kind of freaking the first one because you didn't know he was doing it, but he was, and he didn't know he was doing it. But the second one looks like he's still writing the story that's unfolding as you play it. But none of the characters know much about it. There's the odd hint, like they found a piece of paper that explains everything they're currently doing, which is like, yeah, but it's very kind of detective. You play this character, and she's kind of got good intuition, that sort of thing. But to go through all your clues and that sort of thing, like, you know, in Sherlock Holmes, like the Mind Palace.
Yeah.
where you kind of like, meditates and kind of goes into mind palace. You get that kind of thing. You get like this room when you put all the different clues around the walls and all that sort of thing. So it's a bit, it's not what I kind of expect. I expected more horror based, and this is more detective. So I'm not sure so far. I want to play Silent Hill, but I'm just too like cheap to buy it. So. But Little Nightmares 3 is now installed, ready to go. So
Sweet.
may have to
Happy
do
to
that.
know.
Since it's free to play multiplayer, so can't fault that. Be good anyway. Right. Today, what shall we talk about? Since it's October, we have to do something horror-based, don't we? We've done villains, we've done places,
We've done games.
we've not done creatures.
Okay.
Creatures from horror.
All right.
So I have some criteria. Did you want to do this since you usually do?
As I usually do. Yep. Let me
Since
get
you
Word
usually
Excel.
Easier since you're used to setting it all up. It's probably easier to do it that way now.
Right. How many columns have you got for?
I've got 5 criteria as usual.
All
So
right.
we always have 5 criteria. So
What's
we've
the
got
first one?
fear factor. Since it's horror, it's got to be.
All right. Next.
Next, power and threat level. So how powerful are they? How difficult are they to defeat? What kind of chance have you got against them?
All right. Next.
Number 3, originality and design. What a good one, I think.
That is actually a really good one. I can't lie. That's why I'm smiling, because I know that's actually a good choice.
The next one's quite an interesting. Lore and mythos.
Yeah.
I knew you'd like this.
Lore and mythos.
And the last one is one we always have to have: cultural impact. It's got to be, isn't it? These are the classic ways to kind of look at that. We could have gone for stuff like survivability, like how well you survive, but I think that kind of goes into power and threat level.
Yeah.
Kind of along the same lines. So I'll start.
Just bear with me.
Yep, once you're ready.
Total 25. All right, let me get this up. There we go.
Okie dokie, I'll share that when we need to, but let's go to my first one, Pennywise. It's like
all right.
Good old Pennywise. Either version.
I really hate this one. I don't like clowns. I really don't like clowns.
Oh, I love Pennywise, especially Tim Curry, because Tim Curry's always been one of my favorite actors anyway. He's brilliant in everything he's ever done. I like the new version, but there's just something about Tim Curry, his voice and everything is brilliant. So, fear factor. For you, that's going to be a big one. But then the whole thing about Pennywise is he does feed on people's fear and he becomes what people fear. So fear factor has got to be pretty high. Yeah. It brought that whole fear of clowns to the forefront a lot more. Killer Clowns became a lot more because of his portrayal of Pennywise. So yeah. Are we doing out of 5 or out of 10? I can never remember. How do we
It's
usually
out of
do it?
5.
Out of
The
5.
total is 25. So
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Yeah,
25.
25. So it's going to be a 5, really, isn't it, for
Definitely.
Pennywise? He's got to be.
Right.
Power level and threat.
Power level. See, when it comes to power level, it's high, but when it comes to threat, he only goes for the younger audience instead of the elders.
Not only that, but the way they defeated him was basically calling him names. So
bullying.
That's
they bullied him.
He's got to be like a 3 or a 2, to be honest. 3 because he is incredibly powerful.
I'd
he does
say
sometimes
3.
go older. He can attack older people, but he prefers to go after children because they're an easier target, isn't it? Let's be honest. So,
and besides, he can install more fear, which is more food for him.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd go 4.
No, 3. It's the whole bully him and he turns into a big giant spider, just rip his arms and legs off and beat him with a wet end. If kids can do that, it's a bit. Kids figured out how to kind of defeat him. I know they did more as adults. They finally defeated him. But it kind of lets him down, I think.
Yeah, I no problem. I can see that.
Okie dokie. Right. Originality and design.
Right. This is a controversial take, in my opinion. Tim Curry's quite basic, it's quite 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
but
it's a normal kind of looking clown.
But for Bill Skarsgård, they absolutely smashed it with the design, the makeup, the prosthetics. They've actually done very well.
And him being able to do that weird thing with his eyes as well that freaks everybody out. The fact that it's him actually doing that was
and
just
it's the smile.
insane.
Bill Skarsgård's smile. A lot of people generally thought that was part of CGI film, but no, that was his smile.
It's good.
For originality and design, for originality, Stephen King did a brilliant job with creating it. But for design, I'm gonna go 3 or 4.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's a clown. They didn't reinvent a new horror. It's an existing thing that people are scared of. Clowns, that people have always found a bit weird. And there's always been stories about different clowns. You know, there's been famous killers, you know, Gacy, people like that have been killer clowns. So it's common. So yeah, sort of middle of the road, I think, for the design.
Just looking at the thing that you've got up is really making my stomach turn.
Do you know what would be even worse? Maybe your biggest fear is clownfish.
Right.
Yeah. So middle of the road then. Yeah.
See,
Lore and mythos.
If it was for design, I'd say max points. But design, max points, and originality is a clown. That's what brings it down, in my opinion. But again, 100%. Stephen King, brilliant idea with it.
Oh, yeah, amazing idea. Lore and mythos. There's a lot of.
Are we going with Stephen King's It, or are we going with the readaptation? Because they're both quite different.
To a certain degree, but they both follow the book in slightly different ways.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of lore, and obviously they're doing a lot more now with the new TV show, Welcome to Derry, and all of that.
Oh my god, I can't wait for that. I'm not.
Oh, it's just going to be great. But there's also, it's a connected universe, a lot of the stuff with Stephen King. So a lot of it is connected and appears in other works. So it's quite a connected one. So I think really like Lore and Mythos is kind of a fall, because he's not just a killer clown, there's a whole background of where he came from and what he is.
I can sit with a 4 because that's never really been explained, really. We just see like ancient ruins and ancient text of where
there's a certain amount of that and the stories of where he comes from, but you can also look at it. There's so many different things that fans have come up with. Like, what if Mary Poppins is a similar race, but she doesn't feed on the fear? Because you think of the weird things she can do.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Yeah, and you think there's so much like that people have kind of built into it that could be possible, that it just, you know, it breaks out into loads, and it's been around so long. There's so many different ideas. I think it's really good. I think a 4's good. Cultural impact. Cultural impact, I think, is quite a big one.
I mean, when Pennywise, when It came out, It 1 and It 2, with Bill Skarsgård, that's when killer clowns peaked. People thought
they peaked a long time before then. But then they eased off.
And then came straight
now killer clowns are everywhere. Almost every other horror movie is a killer clown. So I think it's got to be a big one.
I think it's a 5. Yeah, there's no if buts or maybes or in between. It's a 5.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree with that. Okay, your screen for more while you get your one ready.
All right. Well,
I'll go back to the main screen so we can hide it, so nobody sees until you're ready.
All right, sweet. I'm going to get this up. All right, here we go. A pretty
I knew it would
self-explanatory
be.
one. Yep. Xenomorph. Here we go. So,
Yeah.
fear factor for Xenomorph.
It's got to be a 5. You know,
Exactly.
they're frightening as long as you're taking the actual ones and not kind of nonsense that they've done since, because they've done some ridiculous stuff with it after. But it's the original idea of what the Xenomorph is, I think we have to go with.
Yeah, we're just going with originality and how they've progressed to now. So it's got to be 5. And power threat level, I mean, it's the perfect organism. Acid blood for self-defense. It's got a retractable jaw. It's got a bladed tail.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
smart. It's not dumb. You can't beat a Xenomorph.
No, that's
unless
the
you're
thing.
Ellen Ripley.
Yeah, unless. Which, speaking of that, you know that Sigourney Weaver is in talks for a new movie.
I actually watched a clip about it last night. That she's read the script. She thinks it's a brilliant idea. It's only about 50 pages long so far, but she's happy with it.
Yeah,
she's on board with
good.
it. So power and threat level 5.
I'd say maybe 4, because they're fairly fragile if you have weaponry. If you have any kind of defense, a single Xenomorph isn't that powerful.
No.
If you notice it. But that's where its stealth and everything comes into effect, because they can hide well, they can do all of that kind of thing. So from that point of view, they are really good. But you have a decent gun, pulse rifle, they're toast. And I look how many they were killing off in Aliens. There's hundreds of them dying. So let's sit down. Originality and design, 5.
I mean, HR Geiger did an absolute brilliant
love it.
I wouldn't argue anything higher than a 5 at the moment. It's literally, it can't be 4.
It's got to be. The really odd, I saw something the other day. Somebody did an unboxing of a new Alien figure, and it was, what are they called? It's like that horror high school figures. You know those?
Oh, horror high school. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Xenomorph one.
Well, I'm gonna have a quick look.
Yeah, have a look at that. You can find it and show on screen. Is that Monster High, isn't it? Is it Monster High?
Monster High, that's it.
Monster High, yeah.
Monster High.
You check that thing out. It's like, what in the hell? It's pretty amazing.
Oh my.
Yeah, do you want to bring that up?
Yeah, I'm getting it up now.
People. It is incredible. I must admit, it looks absolutely brilliant.
Bugger off. There we go.
Look at it,
my
God. All the accessories and everything. It's just like, what in the hell?
That's okay.
Well, I look at its feet and all its shoes and like.
Oh my God, those high heels.
It's amazing, isn't it? I saw that and I was like, oh my God.
You know what? I'm half tempted to get one.
Yeah, but it's like 90 quid though, isn't it? It's like, it's a lot for what it is. It's like, that is lore and mythos.
Right, the thing is with lore and mythos and what we know about the Xenomorph, it's all over the place when it comes to films
to be
and
honest,
comics.
I'd put it to a 2.
Yeah, because it's everywhere. In my opinion, it's absolutely everywhere.
And Prometheus and all of that kind of muddied the water, and it wasn't as interesting then when they were engineered from this weird goop, and it was just like, it really let it down for me. But it was good, the initial idea of not quite knowing where they're from. And once again, as they often do with prequels, they try to explain too much, and then it takes away some of the impact of it, because it just becomes it's that. Don't need to know. Don't need that. Cultural impact, I think it's going to be a 5.
It's got to be. There's no in between about that. It's 5.
Everyone tries to compete with that for any kind of alien creature, and nothing gets close.
No, besides the Yautja, that's the only alien creature that is close, and that is a 5 itself as well. But I so wish there was more lore behind the Xenomorph. I know there is, but that's the book. That's
something more sensible as well, rather than
which is what I'm hoping Alien Earth does. Explore the lore of it.
I still haven't watched it yet. Still haven't watched it. Still haven't got around to it.
It's some of it is a bit awkward, some of it is a bit annoying, and some of it's like,
Yeah.
but you had the most recent films like Romulus. Why haven't they done that in Romulus? Why haven't they done this in Alien
That's the
Earth?
trouble I have with a lot of it, is they do stuff you think, but that doesn't make sense with that, and why does that? And it's just like, oh, why?
Like I'm without spoiling it as much as I can. There's some scenes in Romulus that made perfect sense for the xenomorph, but it wasn't put into Alien Earth.
Yeah.
And it should have been put into Alien Earth to make more sense, to show more development, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
Either way, that's all I'm going to say on people who still
Yep.
haven't watched Alien Earth.
Right.
You're next up, mate.
Okie dokie. Classic one next, Mr. Freddy Krueger. The K, but that don't matter. Freddy Krueger with a K. Freddy Krueger is brilliant. It's one of my all-time favorites, and oh my god, Robert Englund is just brilliant.
I've only watched 2 Freddy Krueger films.
God, I watched them when they first came out. I'm old enough.
I've watched the first one, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Freddy vs. Jason.
I remember when they all came out originally. I remember when they brought out the first 3D version.
Oh, okay.
It was the old blue and red 3D glasses and stuff, but they didn't do it right. You think he's got these big claws, but what they do, instead of going like that and right to your face, they go, it would be like off to the side. It's like, well, there's no impact. Like, I'm going to stab you. It's like, what's that about? It was awful, but I just love the idea. It's such a cool idea. Wes Craven he's got such a brilliant imagination. And it all came about because he had a nightmare about it. And that's why he then wrote the character.
I've got one of the best horror characters in the world.
If you haven't seen it, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, because they did a version of Freddy where they were making a film and it had like some of the actors from the original one and Wes Craven, but they were getting attacked by Freddy in the real world. That was a really interesting one.
Well, that does sound interesting.
It's quite good. So, Fear Factor, it's got to really be a 5 because he's
in your dreams.
He's nightmares. Yeah, he can do what he wants to you in your dreams, and you have nothing. The threat and power level is still got to be a 4 or 5, really, because he does get defeated in every movie, but he always comes back. But it's figuring out
it's almost alluding there really isn't a way to kill Freddy because he is psychological. The only way to get rid of a psychological being is
it's overcoming your fears.
Yeah,
it's overcoming the fear.
But he's still there. He is still there. He's an everlasting being, and you can't get rid of him. For that, longevity 5. I won't give him a 4. In my opinion, he deserves a 5 because he's always there.
Even when you think you've beaten him and you've come to terms with what's happening,
he's still
just
there.
Gone.
Yeah, he's still there.
Originality. It's so good. It draws on like folklore. Of like, if you have a dream about dying, you will die in your dream. The whole thing, like, if you're falling, you'll wake up before you hit the ground, or otherwise you might die when it. And you think Matrix and things draws on that. You know, you die in the Matrix, you die in real life. It's the whole kind of thing that comes really from this idea with Freddy. So I hate to say it, but he's kind of like a 5 as well.
He is a 5.
It's ridiculous when you think of it, but he's got to be.
For originality, like you stated earlier, the director or creator, he dreamt about Freddy Krueger. Boom. That is pure originality. Design.
Exactly.
The design, one hand full of
it's those blades and all that. It's just
black and red.
It is iconic, isn't it? Everything.
Enough said there.
Lore and mythos.
There's actually not that much lore about him. I know that much, and there isn't much backstory. Well, it's just a being.
No, there is backstory though. That's the whole point of it.
I don't mean like. I know there's backstory. I mean like there's not actually much lore, in-depth lore about it. It's just a backstory that follows the character's creation.
Yeah, but they don't explain. But that's one of the things I like about it. They don't explain why he is. We know how he is, but we don't know necessarily why he is. Apart from he's an evil being that, obviously, because he was, he's a child murderer, a child molester, and that sort of thing. And all the parents came together and killed him and burned him, and that's why he's then come back as a vengeful spirit in people's dreams. So for that, the idea of where it came from, I think it's good because they haven't tried to over-explain what he
Over-explain it,
is.
yeah.
But we know what kind of person he was, and it's because he's that malevolent and evil that he came back from the dead to carry on what he was doing. Whether he actually is, or it's just people are just remembering him and being scared of him, and that's what's killing people, and he's not actually there.
The thing
You know,
is, when it comes to characters like Freddy, some legends are best untold.
exactly. That's exactly what I think. We don't need more information of like he worshipped some demon or whatever. No, we don't need that. He was just an evil bastard who got what's coming to him, and he's then becomes this evil spirit, and get in people's dreams. And I think that makes perfect sense. I like that. I'm happy to go with like a 4 because it's not a
Yeah,
huge
I'd go
amount,
for. I would
but
think of
it's
4. Yeah,
it's good enough for the character. It's perfect for his character, which I
yeah.
think that one. Cultural impact.
I mean, like, come on.
It's Freddy Krueger. Everybody knows who he is. He's so iconic.
There's no if buts and maybes. Like, come on, he made a film with Jason Voorhees, and it was one of the best films for Freddy and Jason when it came out.
I just wish they'd actually done Jason versus Freddy versus Ash.
Oh, Michael Myers as well.
Oh
That
no, but it was
would
just that could have been cool. But Michael Myers is on a. I think
he's too
in some
similar
ways
to
on a
Jason.
different. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
he's
is
too similar to
Jason with a
Jason.
different mask, really, isn't it? But those three, and it was supposed to happen, having that crossover between the three of them. But
Oh yeah,
it just didn't
yeah.
pan out in the end. That would have been, oh my god, so much fun. Would have loved that.
All right, my turn.
Okay.
I mean, we've literally not long spoken about him, and it seems quite stupid not to have him up after Freddy.
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees.
Jason Voorhees once again just classic, isn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love Jason as well. Jason's great.
All right.
Classic. So what do you think the fear factor for Jason?
Let me just get Excel back up onto screen. Right. Fear factor. This is just my opinion. I think I'm gonna straight out and say it's a 4. I wouldn't say it's a 5, and I wouldn't go lower than a 4, because the only time people are scared of Jason, and this is me as well, when I watched Jason for the first time, I only got scared when he was in action, not when he was stalking, not when he was walking about or running. It was literally when he was in action with the campmates. While Freddy Krueger, on the other hand, he's everywhere. He's haunting you. He's taunting you. But Jason, he's literally scary when he's having a moment with the campmates, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so
and he is a slow, shambling monster that he always seems to appear out of nowhere, but he's not running after you. He's not fast. He's just a presence that just stalks you, which is what gives him the fear. If it wasn't for the fact he's so good at stalking and breaking through doors and just an unstoppable machine, he would have been free. But the fact that once you come up against him,
you know you're screwed. There's no if buts and maybes or in betweens. You know it's either flight or fight. And 9 times out of 10, you can't win either way. But which leads on to power and threat level. I think it's a 5 because he's strong, he's regenerative, and he's got. It's like Novocaine. He has no pain tolerance. Freddy Krueger, he has some sort of pain tolerance, but when it comes to Jason,
Jason does not feel pain.
No.
He doesn't feel anything. He's just always coming after you, no matter what you do.
Would you agree with 5 there?
Yeah, because he's incredibly strong. He always knows where you are, and he's always after you. He can just stalk you.
Originality and design. See, design, in my opinion, is quite generic, but the originality is
He's
very
yeah,
nice.
but there's a lot like that even before him. It's kind of it's a generic stalking creature. You look at him really, and he's based on like Frankenstein's monster and things
Yeah,
like that.
I was thinking
It's,
that. So yeah.
so I think the originality isn't there because there's a lot of nameless killer in a jumpsuit with a mask. It's kind of there's a lot of that kind of thing. Michael Myers, Leatherface. There's a lot
Leatherface,
of
yeah.
that kind of thing, whether before or after. It's kind of a bit generic. So I think, to be honest, I'd say a 3. He's iconic, yes, but I wouldn't say he's that original.
Right, I'd say 3 as well. I'll agree there. Lord of Mythos, every film actually builds on his lore, which
It
I
builds a
actually
little
quite
bit.
like, because most films, they don't do that. You've got the first 2 or 3 films,
Yeah.
perfect. Let's just make a
And
horror
the way
film.
it builds it also helps you kind of, it helps the characters as well discover a way to temporarily defeat him. Once again, you can't defeat him, but it was the whole water thing, and learning that about him was quite good. Having that little bit of background and his mum and everything else. I
But
just love the game. That was good fun, but never had enough people to play it with.
oh, I know. If we had at least 4 to 5 people, that would make it somewhat enjoyable.
Yeah,
But
but just a couple of people, it just doesn't work. That was good though. Yeah.
but I like I said, every film builds upon his lore and backstory before the film, and that's what makes Jason interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It constantly adds another foundation on top of a foundation.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's good.
All right.
Cultural impact. I don't think it's as much as the others.
Literally, let's be honest, the only thing about cultural impact that makes Jason huge is the hockey mask.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
And it's kind of I said he's fairly generic other than that. And it's like it's not that much of a cultural impact. He's just another icon of horror.
I'd give him a 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I'm more lenient on a 4 because it's Jason.
He's so recognizable.
Exactly,
And
it's
everyone knows his
Jason.
name. You show a picture, people don't say, "Oh, that's Friday the 13th." They go, "That's Jason
Jason.
Voorhees."
Yeah, that's
Everybody knows
Jason.
who he is. So yeah, I think a 4 is a good call.
All right, sweet. Next up, Nath.
Okie dokie. I'm going for a slightly different angle on this one.
Do you know what?
Yours.
He is a villain, and he is a
It's
horror
a
villain.
horror creature.
Horror creature. Yeah, horror creature. You did say
and
creature.
this is one of the biggest horror movies of
all
time.
I wouldn't have it any other way, really.
Yeah, it's just, oh my god, yeah.
Right.
It's so cool.
I'm just going to straight out and say it. My dad loves sharks. He absolutely loves sharks. He loves the ocean. Unlike me. But
I've actually got a Jaws hat up there.
oh, thank God. I thought you were about to mention something about Subnautica. But no. But
oh, that'd be so much fun.
When I asked Dad how scared he was, because when he shows me films that he's watched, and I always ask him, what was your first take about it? He said he was scared of sharks for a good couple of years because of Jaws. And
it stopped people going to the beach. People would not go in the water.
So, in my opinion, Fear Factor, it's got to be a 5.
It's a 5.
Because if a film is stopping people from going to the beach in general,
and it still does. Just that
yeah.
image itself is everything about him is just, oh my god, it is mental. Power and threat level not as high.
See, threat level, I'd give it a 2 because threat level is the only thing going there. But when it comes to power, it's a great white shark.
It is a powerful. It's also big, and it was destroying their boat. They needed a bigger boat and everything else. So it's got it. But if you don't go near the water, you're safe.
Exactly. So
it's not like it's coming to get you in a tornado or anything, is it? Yeah, 2's fine.
2.
But I love Sharknado. I thought it was brilliant. I loved it. Have you seen the other one, Ghost Shark, where it comes like out of the toilet and stuff and gets people because it's a ghost?
No.
Yeah, that's just originality and design. It's not that original. The story was good, but Killer Sharks is not exactly unheard of. So I think it's like a 2 again.
I go 2. The design, however, I would say it looks completely different to an original great white shark because the eyes bulging out, the teeth were all jagged.
How they actually did it and so on and made it look so realistic is just it was amazing. So yeah, lore and mythos, not much. It's
There's
just a big
actually
shark.
not much. It's just a big shark. That's it. That's what Jaws
Although
is.
follow-ups like Jaws 2 is linked because it's, family member of the original Jaws and all that. So there's all that kind of nonsense, but who cares? It's just a big shark.
Yeah.
So that's low.
I'm tempted to say 1.
Yeah.
I won't go
definitely.
0, but I'd say 1 because
1. But then
it's
once again, it doesn't need anything. That's, I think, works in
Exactly.
its favor. We don't need to know it was some lab experiment somewhere or some nuclear blast made it bigger. No, it's a shark.
It's just a
all we need.
shark. Yeah. A shark that's had a very, very, very good palate.
Yeah. To be honest, cultural impact, I knock all the way up to 11. You know what I mean? Though, it's like it's just has the most cultural impact of anything you could think of in movies. I said, as we were saying, it stopped people going swimming, for God's sake. Even in swimming pools, people were scared to go.
I
It's
mean,
ridiculous.
I'm not sure if it's the same with your family, but my family, they do like every Christmas, especially my Ufi, my granddad. Ufi's German for granddad. He occasionally makes quizzes, and one of his quizzes is images, and there's a specific image that he takes every single time of a film, and it's the docks of Jaws, the docks. And when I show people that, they're like, I've seen this somewhere. It's in a shark film. I don't know what shark film is. Like, when you think shark film, there's only 2 that really come to your mind: Sharknado or Jaws, or Deep
Blue Sea. Yeah,
Deep Blue. Deep Blue.
That was silly though. Very silly.
But cultural impact.
It's a 5.
It's a 5.
It can't not be, can it? It's got to be so iconic and so amazing.
Right, I'm gonna end that screen. I'm gonna get my next guy up. Oh. There's so many thirsty people on Reddit. I type in this character and it's all but female and big busts and everything. So here we go. That's my next character.
Okie dokie then. The Predator. I was worried when you said that people like, I'm thinking, we're not using characters from video games, surely. But, yeah, Predators. I have some thoughts on this.
Okay. Oh, then this is going to be a good topic because I also have some thoughts as well.
Well, I have a major thought that Predator isn't a horror movie, it's a science fiction movie. The Predator is not a horror creature.
Okay.
Is what I would classify as a science fiction creature.
But then wouldn't we say xenomorph? Well,
no, because that is big. It is horrifying. The Predator isn't. And if you don't carry guns and you've got nothing to fear from it. So is it really a horror or is it just a science fiction movie? Is the way I'd view Predator. I've never viewed it as a horror movie.
With what you said there, I completely agree because it just makes more and more and
it's
more.
It's a really, really good character, but it's a character. It's not like a mindless killing machine. It has values. It has virtue. It does it for a reason.
Then how about this?
I knew
Terrifier. Terrifier.
Got to love Art the Clown. I love Art the Clown. So good.
There's just one problem here.
Another clown.
Two problems. I've only seen the first one.
Oh my god! I've seen all of them.
So you're gonna carry this.
Have you seen that you can now get them as a skin in Fortnite?
Oh shoot! Yeah, you can.
They've done all the like Scooby-Doo and loads of different stuff.
I've seen.
Jack wants to play Fortnite just to get Art the Clown. He's a massive fan. He's dressed up as Art the Clown for Halloween last year. So yeah, love Art the Clown. Fear factor
5.
I'd say a 4.
A 4, okay. explain why, because I'll agree. Again, I've only seen the
Because
first one.
yeah, it's only when he gets hold of you he is frightening, but he doesn't go after everybody all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's like, other than that, he's just a creepy clown, really. I think. Power and threat level, I'd
See,
actually go 4.
I was gonna say 4 because he ain't got too much power, but if he's notorious for the gruesome murders that he does,
He gets more power as it moves on, but I don't want to
yeah.
spoil the kind of the bits and pieces about his character. Originality and design, 2.
I was
He's a killer clown.
just about to say he's a little bit less scarier than Pennywise, the way he looks. The only thing that he's got going towards him is the smiled teeth.
But that just makes him look cool. But you know,
Yeah.
it's not until he does something is it quite good. Lore and mythos,
I don't know.
That builds. You have to watch it because there's a wrestler in it as well. It's
Rhea Ripley.
No.
No. Oh no, she wants to
no.
be in the next film.
She's dressed as him.
Yeah.
That. But no,
She
there's
got a
another
photo with
wrestler that's in 2 movies, the end of one and the beginning of the next movie. So that would be something for you to see. I think that was that 2 or was that the end? It was end of 2, I think. Yeah, it must have been 2. Yeah, it's 2. He appears in the end of 2 and the beginning of 3, a certain wrestler. I won't spoil who because it's quite an interesting moment.
Right.
But yeah, but the lore, they do a little bit more in each movie and there's a lot more information. So it's a 3 or 4 because it gets quite interesting what you discover about him.
Okay.
And what he is and why he is. And they kind of do more about that because the first one, he is kind of just a bit of a mental clown. But they build on that as the movies go on. And it's quite good. Then, like the whole mythos beyond it gets really, really interesting. I'm quite looking forward to the next one, to be honest, because there's some good stuff. So yeah, 3 or 4 for me, definitely.
I'll just beat you middle and go 3.
Yeah, no, that's good because it started off with not much because the first movie they didn't know what was going to come of it, but
Yeah.
they've started to build some really, really interesting stuff. Cultural impact is a 4 or 5. He's huge. Everyone knows Arthur Clown and his smile and his little sunglasses. He's literally everywhere.
Well. So 5.
Yeah, 5 is perfect for him. He's just he's brilliant. He's such a sick, twisted, ridiculous character, but it works so well with what it is. It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Right. Let's do my one.
The Thing. Oh, I forgot about that.
John Carpenter's The Thing, one of my all-time favorite movies with such amazing special effects. And I just love this movie. I just think it's so damn good. Right,
I can't wait for me and my girlfriend to watch them. The first one. Question. Now that there's been 2 films, would you start from the first one and then watch the second one?
The second one is just a remake.
Yeah, but it leads directly into the first film. It leads directly into it.
I wouldn't bother with the second because the second one is just really kind of the first one. You don't know anything about it, and that's kind of what works. And you watch it, and the beginning is so important that you don't realize it is.
Yeah.
It's so good when you watch. It's the Norwegian people that they can't understand what they're saying, but they're telling them exactly what's going on, but they can't understand them. And that is when you look back at it after watching the movie, it's like, shit,
holy shit!
They were telling them what to, and it's just it's brilliant. It's
I
fear
can't
factor
wait to
of
watch
it.
This.
It's the fear factor has got to be fairly high because it's one of those unknowns.
Like
it could be anyone, anywhere.
Like
and it's
you
so
said,
disgusting.
it's literally you're being warned at the beginning of the film. You don't realize until the end, and then when you get midway through, you're already seeing everyone drop like flies.
And you never know who it is. By the end of the movie, they never explain. The ending is never fully explained, and that's what I love about it. It's just so power and threat level has got to be high.
I think it's a 5 because it's Transformers in disguise. It's literally hiding in plain sight and waiting to show up.
Yeah.
It's a Jack in a Box.
Yeah.
Originality and design, I don't think in my opinion, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees have nothing on this.
Yeah, it is so unusual. And the creature design, like when you've got that head that becomes like a big giant spider and all of that thing was just like, oh my god, it was so amazing. Like, and they're doing the autopsy on the guy, and then the rib cage opens up and eats the guy's hands and all of that. It's just like, oh, brilliant. Lore and mythos.
I'd go free.
It's interesting, but once again, they don't tell you much about where it's from or what it is. But I think that's what works about it. So yeah, free, because there isn't a lot of that.
I mean, the thing is, now that we're going to speak about cultural impact, when people above the age of 40 to 60 who have seen the film that I've spoken to, like, you've watched The Thing? How old are you? You look quite young. It's like, I've been brought up with these type of films.
Well, the thing is, it's got a cultural impact that people don't realize.
I'm waiting for you to say it. The Thing.
But it's got a cultural impact that people don't realize. That's the thing that's amazing about it. And there's one of the biggest things in the past 5 years is because of that movie. And it's still big now. It's one of the biggest things on YouTube, Among Us. Among Us is the thing. That is what it is. It's what it's based on. So the cultural impact, even without people knowing, I think would have to be 5, or do we say 4 because people don't realize what it's from?
All right, you know, I'll say 4, but and to add on top of that, people who are around my age or younger have no absolute whatever's going on in my mind right now with words, but they have no clue what The Thing is.
No, but they all know about being sus and, you know, the bad guy is among us and all that.
Yeah.
And doing all the tests and trying to figure it out and having the meetings. That is all just drawn out of The Thing, which is what I find amazing, that it's, you know, been going around for a long time. Oh, I just love the movie. It was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant one. What have we got this time? This should be interesting.
I'm just thinking. Do you know what? One of my favorites. Okay, here we are. Let's see if you recognize the scene.
Silence of the Lambs.
Exactly.
Yes,
Lecter.
I remember seeing it in the cinema, and I remember eating popcorn throughout it and disgusting people when he was like munching on people's faces, and me giving sound effects for my popcorn, because that's who I am.
Absolutely naughty.
Because it's like, it's just, it is what it is, isn't it? It's funny.
I've spelled Hannibal wrong. Hannibal Lecter. All right, sweet. Here we go. So, Fear Factor.
He's a normal guy unless you're captured him and know who he is.
I'm gonna say 3.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, you don't know who he is.
But Clarice, it was. Yeah, it was hard because he was there and he's creepy. But if you met him out in public, unless he goes after you, he's just a normal guy.
I like what they did with the other films after Silence of the Lambs, because they made him more, I'm hidden in plain sight now in public. Good luck.
What do you mean by the films after it?
Well, I don't know the titles of the films, but I know the story that they tell. And he just, after the first film is the better one, of course.
It's actually the second film. The first film was called Red Dragon.
Yes,
but Hannibal Lecter was not played
right.
by Sir Anthony Hopkins. So it was Brian Cox?
Yeah, it was Brian Cox. It was Brian Cox, Sir Anthony Hopkins, and then they've got he was in James Bond. Casino Royale.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. I was just something Mikkelsen. But
Yeah,
he's playing
Mads.
Hannibal Lecter now.
Yeah, in the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's quite good.
as a whole, sorry, power and threat level, power non-existent in my opinion. Threat level
only
if you're with him.
Only if he goes after you and he wants to eat you. Other than that, he's got. I'd say it'd be like a 3 because he's really intelligent and he gets what he wants.
Originality and design. Design crap unless he's stround up with the.
Well, that's the thing. It's overall to make him look creepier than a normal person, and especially the way Anthony Hopkins portrayed him. He was creepy. He was intelligent. It's like you knew something wasn't right about him.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins did an amazing job there.
Yes, candy and some fava beans. Yes, it's good. So,
4,
because they turned what could have been just a normal person into something creepy and very terrifying for a lot of people.
Yeah. Lore Mythos, there is not much about.
He's
just
an intelligent man that likes to eat people.
Intelligent, deranged. Yeah. So 2, would you agree? A 2 there?
2.
It's mainly just because he's a deranged man that's very smart and he likes the taste of humans. That's it.
Yes, exactly.
Cultural impact. This is where I'm gonna just say 4. He was big when it came out. When Anthony Hopkins, The Silence of the Lambs came out, it was all over the place for about 5-10 years. It's all people spoke about. But now it's more about the TV show and Mads Mikkelsen. So when it comes to cultural impact as a whole, I'd say a 4.
Yeah. Although Trump seems to think that he knows him, which I just find frightening.
Ugh.
Oh, it's just wrong. Right, let me get mine ready.
We've got room for about 1 more each, to be fair.
Yeah, time 52 minutes. So that's not too bad. We're going through them quite well. Right, are you ready for this one?
Go ahead.
Right, definitely share those.
Chucky.
Chucky!
It was between Hannibal Lecter or Chucky for me. Chucky.
Chucky's so good. And an honorable mention for similar character to Chucky is the Ginger Dead Man.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Basically, it's a similar idea, but instead of being resurrected as a doll, he gets resurrected as the gingerbread man.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
Yeah, but the voice, I believe, is Gary Busey. So he's completely unhinged and mental. I think it's Gary Busey. I'm sure it was. Let me have a check. Let me have a check a minute. Let me have a look. And there's a whole bunch of movies.
Oh, I know Gary Busey.
Yeah, he's completely unhinged, man. All right, let's have a look. I'm sure it's Gary Busey does the voice. If it's not, it's somebody else.
The Gingerbread Man, 2005.
Gingerbread Man, yeah.
The Gingerbread Man, yeah.
Ginger Dead Man, yeah. But there's a whole bunch of them. And it's just, Gary Busey does the voice. And it is just completely unhinged that this gingerbread man is going around killing people. And he is a little gingerbread man. It's just like, what in the hell? Oh, it's just, you have to see like the trailer or something for it, like people making the gingerbread and it just like comes to life. So yeah, it's completely unhinged, but the less said about that, better, I think. Right, back on track. But it's amazing how many things like that there are. Fear factor, he's a doll. Creepy, but he's a doll. So I think a 2.
Right, I agree with that.
He is a little doll. He's tiny. He does kill people, but you saw him, you wouldn't go, "Oh my god," and run away, would you? He's not.
No, to be fair, I'll probably get ready to boot the bastard out of my view. Like, goodbye.
Exactly. Power and threat level. Power level, no. Threat level. Yeah, because you can't really stop him, and he is creepy, and he finds a way. He's very quick, and he knows how to kill people, how to get them.
So I 4.
4
I
would
would
probably be quite
say
good because you can't be.
5.
Oh God, no! It's 3 or 4. I'd lean towards 4 because he is difficult to defeat.
Yes. Originality and design. I mean, originality. It's between Chucky and Annabelle, so there's two very similar
Yeah, but Chucky is a
characters.
lot old.
A
Annabelle
lot older.
is new, and Chucky is 80s. So Chucky's been around for a long time.
Hmm.
So at the time, it was something completely different. And the look of him is, let's be honest, he is iconic. You can't mistake Chucky for something else, can you?
No.
You know who he is. So I think a 4 would be.
All right, a 4. I agree there.
Lore
Lore
and Mythos. I think that's quite high. When you look across all the movies, and then he makes himself a wife and a child, and it's like there's a lot going on there to unpack. And now the new series as well, where they've updated Chucky to be an electronic toy that gets possessed and all that. So it's a different way with, of course, Mark Hamill doing the voice of Chucky, which is bizarre. Instead of Brad Dourif, who is, he's bloody brilliant. I love Brad Dourif.
He is a goat.
He is brilliant. So I think for the Lore Mythos, I think a 4 as well. Not 5, but I think 4 is quite good because there's a lot there, but it does become incredibly silly. With Tiffany and all that, it's a bit like, what the hell?
Cultural impact. I mean, come on.
It's Chucky. Everyone knows Chucky.
Exactly. That's why.
He's brilliant. We love Chucky.
I don't think there's a doll better than Chucky, to be fair.
No, not at all. Nothing beats him.
My turn. And I have got a very, very good one that most people that end up watching this on YouTube and seeing it might not know exactly who this is.
Okay, sounds interesting.
I'll be surprised if someone actually knows who this is.
Okay.
All right, you ready, mate?
I'm ready.
There you go.
Oh, Kathy Bates.
Annie Wilkes.
But would we count her as a horror creature?
But Hannibal Lecter isn't a horror creature.
Yeah, but
she is a horror character. The film is a horror.
But she is to one person. Really. He only victimizes one person.
Oh no! In the film, multiple. There's newsletters that she's been dipping people. She's been dipping everyone.
We can go if you want, but it's not one I'd call a horror in that way.
Well, you did say horror.
A thriller. I'd call it more of a thriller than a horror, to be honest. Personally, I don't find her horrifying and something to kind of worry about.
All right, do you know what? Because we're in a bit of a disagreement, I'll go for another then.
Okay. Just I think it kind of stretches a villain. Yeah, she could go on our villain list, but I don't think on the horror list as much. Because she's definitely a villain and she's evil and nasty and all that. But you think of the other ones we got on the list, more mass murdering creatures of some kind, including Hannibal Lecter, who has murdered possibly hundreds of people and he eats them. And that's a lot worse than, breaking people's kneecaps and stuff.
Oh God, that's a tiny image. Why is it given? You know what? I'll just do that. I'll just keep it tiny. Why not?
Okay. Oh yeah, Jigsaw.
Billy or Jigsaw.
Must admit, I've never watched one of these movies all the way through.
Too much for you, or just not interested?
I'm not interested because they ripped off my idea, so I'm not interested.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that idea. This man, that my co-host, has made an idea that before Jigsaw was made.
Yeah, many years before me and a guy in work came up with the idea and the whole concept. It was like the Christmas mall, and it was basically like a big shopping mall that was opened up for the special event of Christmas. just a few people were invited, and they all die in like weird and wacky ways in different like stores inside. So one of them would die in like a coffee shop, like Starbucks would like fill with coffee, and they drown in hot burning coffee. And something happened in the garden center. It was all different shops, and they'd all die in different ways. And it all turned out that the guy that put it all into motion, they'd all wronged somehow beforehand, and he set it all up. So that was kind of like the basic idea, which is kind of what Saw is, isn't it? It's just like, yeah. And a lot of this kind of thing, it feels like gore for the sake of gore, and I'm just like, it's just a bit. Oh, look, he's trapped in a room with that person. I don't know. It's just not my kind of movie, I guess. I just find that kind of thing sort of boring. A little bit more meat on the bones. And the whole thing pretending he's young by just putting a cap on his head. It's like watching Dexter. They just put a shaggy wig on him and suddenly he's a teenager. No, he's not. Look at those wrinkles, for God's sake. It's just
Right.
laughable.
So, fear factor for John Kramer or Billy the Doll, Jigsaw. Hell, even the pig, really. We just count it all as Jigsaw, but fear factor, I'd go for waking up in a room where you see
Waking up, once again, the ones we look at that are 4s and 5s are ones that you've got a good chance, like, you could encounter it if you were in the right situation. But this one, like
you have
some of the other ones, you
okay.
have to have done something for him to target you. So
Then
unless you
that
were
brings it down to a
exposed to
3.
him, yeah, unless you were
3.
exposed to him, you wouldn't have a reason to fear. You wouldn't see the guy walking around, apart from thinking he's not a teenager. What are you doing? Like weirdo, dressing too young. But other than that, you wouldn't be exposed to him in that way. So
Power and threat level. See, there's no power, absolutely none. Just a basic human. But threat level, in my opinion, threat level for any Jigsaw trap is quite high. I'm tempted to say 5 for
no way.
threat level.
Uh,
I said threat level, not
threat
power
level,
and
yeah,
threat
but
level.
it brings it down. I
Because
still
there's
wouldn't.
no power, it brings it
Yeah.
down to a 4 or 3.
But threat level, there's always a possibility of getting out. There's always a way to get out, even if it's an awful way. They're puzzles, so there is a way. So the threat isn't absolute. Yeah,
It just requires a sacrifice. That's all.
yeah,
it
I
does.
would have said 4 for threat
Right.
because there's a way to get away from it, but then it knocks it down to 3 because he has no power. Is the
There
way
we
I'd
go.
look at it. So kind of
Right.
middle of the road. If you get caught by him, you're screwed. But
well, originality, it's not original. You came up with it first.
yeah, and it's kind of a common thing, you know, somebody wrongs somebody, so they put him in a trap. That's what, you know, you look at Sherlock Holmes, look at detective stories, you look at James Bond, it's always, you wronged me, I'm doing this to you. So it's kind of along those lines. The only thing that's kind of a bit different is some of the traps are a little bit more unusual.
Yeah, a bit more
You know,
unusual. Like the reverse bear trap
design
around the head.
Yeah, that's where the design comes in, the design of the different traps and how they function. So, you know, that brings it up a bit.
That could be a 4 for me because you mentioning a key factor, key sentence I said there, design of the traps.
Yeah, exactly. That's the bit that works. Yeah.
Because Saw 1, you're stuck in the bathroom. Get out. You're told the rules. Do it. Saw 2, more people in a house. Get out. Saw 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. It's all about the design of the traps then. So, in my opinion, originality and design is a total of 4. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
Lore and mythos. Lore and mythos.
Is there that much?
I'd go 2. Lore behind it. He's a cancerous patient. He wants to give people something that they've done wrong in return as a sacrifice. But there's not much to it after that.
No, and there's a lot of other TV shows and things that have done that previously. I said that's kind of a common thing. Somebody's about to die. You look at Speed. That's kind of a similar thing with his bombs, because he's got wrong because, you know, he was in the police force for years. All they gave him was a watch. And he's pissed off with the world because of it. So he starts doing the bombs and stuff like that. So it's a story we've seen so many times in so many different ways. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, and
meh,
it's played out from
kind of
many
normal.
different perspectives as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it doesn't do that. Cultural impact. It's very well known.
Yeah, I won't give it a 5, and I won't give it a 3. I'm tempted to say
No.
4.
I think 4 because it is huge for what it is, and everybody knows, like the spinny thing and the doll on the trike and all of that. So yeah, it's quite big for that. Definitely.
All right, so that brings you to 4. Right, I'm gonna add these up. Let me just take this off whilst I do the adding.
Mm-hmm. I just cheat and just do a sum and make it all added up itself. And just
I rather use my head and get on top of my maths and whatnot.
yeah. No, I'm too lazy for that. I do too much of that. Way too lazy. Are there any honorable mentions that you think we could have added to the list?
Leatherface,
Again, it's
Ghostface,
similar. Mike Myers, we already
Michael Myers, yeah,
mentioned.
Pinhead.
I did think of Pinhead. It's
Um,
quite a good one.
we got
Gremlins.
Count Dracula.
I did think Dracula, but we already
We've
included
already
him
done him
in the villain. So, and I don't see him as that much of a horror, more of a villain. I see him not as a frightening, because I don't think he's that frightening. He's a vampire, isn't he? But yeah, I did think like Gremlins. But will we count that as a horror? It depends how you view Gremlins. Some people think of it as a horror. Some people think it's a Christmas movie.
Well, it's Christmas and horror. I'll set it right here, people, ladies and gents. It's a Christmas and horror film. Gremlins 1, not 2. 2 is what the hell happened?
2 was funny though.
It was funny, less scary, more funny.
Oh, I love Gremlins. That was good. What other ones? There's so many different ones. Slender Man.
Yeah, Slender Man. That's a good one.
But that's more of a cultural and internet thing rather than movies and so on. And we kind of more focus on there is.
Chica, Bonnie, Foxy.
Have you seen the cast list?
Mate, I can't wait. Megan Fox's Chica is cherry on the
Have
cake.
you seen who's
Matt Pat as Bonnie?
Yeah, I was going to say, have you seen Matt Pat's like, what the hell? That's just that's. What about Markiplier?
I think he's because we know, thanks to this new casting video or etc., we know that it's going to be more original and true to what the game is. Because 1 was a bit different, a little bit of a spin take, but it stayed true at some level. 2 is staying true. I expect Markiplier to make an appearance as the guy who's leading. I forgot his name. He was in Hunger Games, the guy who played the main character.
Yeah, I know you mean, but I can't think of his name.
I think he's going to be the guy on the phone, helping him out, telling him what to do, and then fucks off, comes back.
It'd be cool, wouldn't it? Because originally Markiplier was supposed to be the first security guard, was the original plan.
Yeah, which is why they pivoted, because
he couldn't do it because he was too busy with other things. But I'm glad they didn't, because that would have been kind of a waste of Markiplier doing that. Lost you for a moment. Yeah.
They've seen how well they can do prosthetics, animation, and anything else in between. Now they can do it properly and stay true to the original game.
I was just thinking about other characters of horror. You got stuff like, werewolf, but that's more kind of generic horror, and zombies and vampires.
Yeah, that's
so maybe
generic.
We should do one on a kind of more generic monsters of cinema. So it would be vampires, zombies, werewolf, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Mummy, and do ones on like the classic, like universal ones, for want of a better term.
Classic ones that we've missed out is The Blob and The Fly. But would you count them as what you were just talking about, or count them as horror on the list?
Fly, I wouldn't count as horror. That's more body horror than horror.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Science fiction, body horror type of thing. I think that counts more as. The Blob, there's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Another classic one. So there's a lot like that kind of blur the lines between science fiction and horror. Village of the Damned and Children of the Damned. A lot of people consider that horror, but it is kind of still science fiction-y. So yeah, there's a lot of that kind of thing that we kind of say, oh yeah, that would be good or that wouldn't be good. Candyman.
That's a hard one. I'm so shocked we missed that out.
I know. I was
Rest
just
in
thinking,
peace,
it's like,
Tony.
yeah. Oh, such a great actor. Could have included him.
I know.
We got 5 minutes to include him now.
Bugger it.
Right, let me get a picture then. We've mentioned him, we just have to, just in honor, just because he's amazing. All right, let me get that.
God.
Here we go, the man himself.
Bear with me. So, Andy.
We just have to. We can't not have him now.
No, he deserves to be on the list for the films that he's done, and not just the films, but the character he was in this film is brilliant.
Yeah. And just him in general, he's just so cool. It was one of the nice things about playing the Indiana Jones game is he was a big part of that. So that was really nice to see him in it. Must admit, it was a surprise. I didn't expect it. So that was cool. Right.
Right. Fear factor for the Candyman.
This is one of those weird ones. Yeah, 4.
I was stuck there. Like, it isn't a 5. As
No,
much as I
it's
would
not.
like the Candyman to be 5, he is not a 5.
But it's one of those things about him as well, is that it's almost, it's like, you know, a lot of the other ones is kind of more about, you know about him, you're scared of him, but you still kind of invite him. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of weird ones that you're half expecting him. So that brings a fear factor up, because if you're aware of him, that's when you kind of have to worry, isn't it?
Yeah, agreed. Power threat level, it's between 3 or 4. It's in between 3 or 4. It's one of the two.
I think maybe 3.
No, I was gonna say 3 because he ain't got that much power. He isn't that scary unless you encounter him.
Yeah, no, exactly. I agree with that.
So 3.
Originality and design.
Oh, come on. In my opinion, this has got to be a 5.
Yeah, he's a good. It's a good fit for kind of what they did with the character and the story and all of that. It was
agreed. 5.
Lore and mythos.
Lore and mythos. What is actually the lore? I don't remember.
It's been a long time since I've watched it, but it's kind of similar to all the.
I think it's more similar to Freddy.
Well, a lot of it is it always Candyman. It's like you say his name and all of that, like Beetlejuice and like Bloody Mary and all of that in it. So it's a lot like that. That's kind of ingrained into culture. So there's lore and mythos going back. I'm not sure if all of that is because of the movie or the movie is because of that. I'm not sure which way around, but either way, there is a certain amount of kind of knowledge. If somebody says Candyman, people will kind of, but that kind of goes with the cultural impact as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think maybe 3 for lore and mythos, because neither of us can remember, so it couldn't have been that
important.
Yeah.
Cultural impact. The cultural impact sadly is going to be quite a bit low.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
I'll go middle.
When it came out, it was much bigger, but it's been quite a while since Candyman.
Quite a while.
But people still know, like, Candyman, and all that, so people are still aware of it, but not quite in the same way. I think it's safe to say with that one.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Classic actor, brilliant voice. He's been so good in so many different things. He's in so much.
I just think Final Destination was the perfect send-off for him. He loved that franchise and he loved the film, and I love the fact that I read about it not long ago. Tony Todd improvised the entire film that when he showed himself in the most recent one, because he wasn't even asked. He didn't ask. He was given the opportunity. You are more than welcome to improvise the entire time you're on camera. And he did every single scene improvised.
Yeah. So many things he's been in. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Said it was nice seeing him in Indiana Jones. He had a good character as well. It was good. He was quite a pivotal role in the game, so it was quite nice.
And I am just about done.
Just about done.
Yeah.
Okay, dokie.
For all right. So, are you ready?
I am indeed.
Right. So, in first place, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy
with
Krueger.
24
Wow.
out of 25.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Joint second is the Xenomorph and Jason
Jason
Voorhees
Voorhees. Yeah.
at both 21. And in last place, not last place, in third place is Pennywise at 20 points. In last place is Jaws with 15.
It's hampered very much by the fact he's in the water.
Exactly. He's been nerfed for this. But Jigsaw and Hannibal Lecter close behind Jaws. Middle pack, we've got Art the Clown, we've got The Thing, we've got Chucky and Candyman.
Yeah.
But there are top four.
Top four, yeah. Is there any that you'd want to change?
I'm looking at it now. I might change two.
Right,
in my
what would you
opinion.
change?
I'll start off with the controversial one. Chucky, Fear Factor. I'm asking to put it up to a 3.
Yeah, I'm okay with that because he is creepy.
He's creepy. He's meant to be the last thing you expect to be killed by is a doll.
Yeah, and then when you pick him up and he starts talking and there's no batteries, that's when it kind of freaks you out. It's like a ventriloquist dummy then, and then it's just a bit freaky. That makes sense to me.
Chucky goes up to a 20.
So joint with Pennywise.
Joint with Pennywise, but this is where the rankings are going to change, in my opinion. Xenomorph, Lore and Mythos, I'd pass up to 3 because we've got the films, we've got the games, we've got the books, novels, and comics. Most of them are connected, but then again, most of them aren't. It's just that we've got a lot of different lore for the Xenomorphs.
That's why it says though. The trouble is, a lot of it doesn't. It is lore. It's just them against different things.
The main lore for the Xenomorphs that I know of is there's a Xenomorph goddess out there. There's only one image made for her, but she gave birth to the egg first and she fucked the egg off. The rest of history.
Yeah, but then they've changed it all with Prometheus and stuff, and the
Prometheus is different.
So
yeah,
that's where it stayed low, just because none of it makes any sense at all. And too many people have tried to change it. It's like Star Wars. So many people have messed with the new ones to try and change it in what they want, but it doesn't make any sense, does it?
Exactly. So instead of a top 4, we now have a top 5. Freddy Krueger first on 24 out of 25. Xenomorph and Jason Voorhees both at 21 out of 25. And then Pennywise the Dancing Clown and Chucky on 20 out of 25.
Yeah.
And that's the official list. We've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 5s. And only 1 for Jaws, Lore and Mythos, because he is just a shark.
Just a shark. Just a shark. Lightning and big cultural impact. Everything else, nothing.
No. But yeah, other than that, see, I knew going with Chucky first and the less controversial one was the good choice, because Xenomorph for Lore and Mythos, there's just a huge umbrella. It was more of a controversial choice, but I'm happy with what the list came out to.
I'm happy. I think that's That's really good. I'm happy with that. So anyway, we should probably end it there. If people want to find you elsewhere on the internet, where can they find you?
They can find me at The Welsh Assassin on YouTube and The Welsh Assassin 998 at Twitch.
And for me, you can find me on Twitch under the name Nukami or on YouTube under Wasn't My Fault. So thanks a lot for joining us. Please join us again soon and join us for our 24-hour live stream where we'll be playing GTA. We'll be doing all the heists we can possibly manage to get. And to make it a bit different, we have a Wheel of Misfortune for every setup. We will spin it and see what handicaps we have, which is quite interesting.
For instance, we ain't going to give much away, but for example, inverted controls, snipers only, melee only, first person only. They're the examples, and obviously many more. So it's going to be a fun and horrible night, because there's one thing that my co-host has done, and I'm still not forgiving him for it.
Oh, it's going to make it interesting. Oh, definitely. So join us on the 27th of October, 9 a.m. GMT, and we'll post some more details about it all over the internet as well. So thanks all for joining us, and join us again soon. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.